My name is Mary Ann Atwell Hardy, and we're going to start today, as we always do, with some meditation and quiet. And I want to talk a little bit about why meditation can be so very helpful for us. It is a bedrock of a spiritual practice, but it also serves in so many different ways. Some people are afraid that if they meditate, they'll just be so peaceful and so calm that they won't get anything done. Right? That whole bliss ninny idea. Well, actually that sounds good to me, but it will not do that. Actually, what it's been shown to do is just have a better version of who we are. So what changes over time is not our goals in life necessarily, but our relationship to our goals and ambitions. And this month, we're talking about possibilities. We're talking about ambitions. And so how can we achieve those in the best possible way? Well, one way is meditation. And our mindfulness practice, we develop the skill of concentration so we can focus more intently, increase productivity. We can learn how to step into a state of flow, which means we can access our deeper resources of creativity. We do become more calm and clear-headed, so we can prioritize more effectively, and we can learn to let go of our fixation with end results and take our possibilities, take our ambitions with greater ease and awareness. As Lao Tzu said, be still like a mountain and flow like a great river. So, I invite you at this moment to get quiet, to get still, to close your outer eyes if that feels comfortable, or soft gaze in front of you. And we'll just have some music and some quiet for about 10 minutes. sometimes we need to anchor it into our brains that it makes a difference. So I just invite you to come back into the room or not. You can stay there. And I want to thank you for participating, for being here to help open the channels for the service to unfold, to open yourself to hear, to see whatever it is that you will gain from the service. So we will start at 10:15. So see you back then.
Shining is you and me. One love, loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love, loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just wanna shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just wanna shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. Oh yeah. Come on. All right. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just wanna shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just wanna shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. Oh yeah. Come on. All right. 'cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. Oh yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. Oh yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. Oh yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One life living is you and me. One light and me, 'cause God is all there is. All right. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Oh. One love loving is you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Oh. One love loving is you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Oh. One love loving is you and me, 'cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Oh. One love loving is you and me, 'cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Oh. One love loving is you and me, 'cause God is all there is. Oh yeah. Come on. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. One life living is you and me.
And I have the privilege and the honor of being this community spiritual director. We are part of a larger group called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living believe that there is one power and presence that created everything that there is. One underlying energy that is back of all things seen and unseen. Now, some of us call it God, some of it call it first cause, some people call it source, some people call it peace, some people call it love, but by whatever name it goes by, it is that which created each and every single one of us. And because we were created in its image and likeness, it's all that there is, God is all that there is. So we too have the same properties. We're made in its image and likeness. We too have that same ability to create. And in fact, we have been creating the experiences of our lives since we first arrived on the planet. Now, sometimes we do it consciously, sometimes we do it unconsciously. But wouldn't it be lovely if we were to all find a way to do it consciously? And that way is through the power of the teachings of science of mind. And so we come together to support each other as we walk our spiritual path, to remind each other who we really are, and to know the truth for each other when we're struggling to be able to do so. Because sometimes as we walk this path of being a spiritual being, having a human incarnation, we come up against some challenges. And so it's really nice to know that we have each other to support each other as we do so. So we're very grateful that you have joined us today. Thank you so very much for all of your love and your support. Now, I have a couple of announcements first, and the first is around the Gourmets for God Food and Fund and Friend Raiser, and that is that the bidding has closed. The bidding closed last week, and throughout this week we have been getting everything organized in order to send some lists to the Leadership Council. The Leadership Council will be calling everyone that has won seats over the next week. So you will be able to know by the end of next week whether your bids were high enough to get you into the seats for all of the different events. They will talk to you about, whether you want to continue to go to those particular events and how to be able to pay your bids. So payments can be made over the phone at that time, or through our website, or with a check mailed to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina 27519. And they will let you know all the particulars about that when they call you. So be listening for that phone call to happen. The second announcement is a Save the Date announcement, and the Save the Date is for a community meeting that we will be having on Sunday, August 27th. Sunday, August 27th. So it's been a year. Can you believe it? It has been a year since we started to have our services here at 4 Points by Sheridan. And so we're going to come together to talk about the results of our most recent survey that we sent out, also the collective vision of our community visioning. Remember, we had 3 different community visioning sessions, and so we've gathered those all together, as well as all of the download from Carol's visioning class that she taught this fall. And then we'll talk about our financial health. We'll talk about the classes that we're going to be having upcoming. We'll talk about new home groups that are starting and new projects on the horizon. We'll be able to answer any questions or talk about any concerns that you might have at that time. So please join us. The meeting will start at 12 o'clock following the service on Sunday, August 27th. You could bring something to eat, because there will be some time as we are, breaking down and restoring the room. There will be some time to eat. We'll set up a couple of tables for you to break bread together, and then to join. You could also go out to a nearby restaurant and grab something to go and bring that back. So there will be a little bit of time for that before we start the meeting at noon. So please put that on your calendars for our community meeting, Sunday, August 27th. Today, right, is the 1st of August, or the beginning of August, let's say that. Not the 1st, it's the 6th, but it's the beginning of August, the first Sunday in August. And so that signals that we are celebrating all of the birthdays that people are having in August. Is there any August birthday people here this morning? Yeah! Excellent. Excellent. So we would love to be able to speak your name into the room, but we don't want to leave one single person off, and we're not aware of who's sitting out there, and we would like to acknowledge you too. So we just simply dedicate these beautiful flowers to all those people that have a birthday in August. See if this sounds like you. August-born babies are social and outgoing. They love to meet new people and friendly in nature, which help them to mix up easily with new people. On the other hand, August-born people are okay with their solitude. They are quite social, yet selective about who they let in as their close friend circle. They're slow to open up to everyone or to let in people in on their secrets. August-born people are highly confident, determined, strong, positive, and hardworking. They are good leaders who can manage a group of people and motivate others to live their best lives. They let their stress out by indulging themselves in adventures, like an upcoming cruise, perhaps. August-born people are self-motivated, enthusiastic, stubborn, and energetic. They are always one step ahead to foresee obstacles in their path. They are prepared with a solution or a plan to overcome any adverse, unseen incidences as well. They do not give up easily. People who are born in the month of August love being the center of attention. They always know how to find a way to show their presence in a crowd. While very kind-hearted, August people are often blunt and straightforward in what they have to say or do. August... Okay, there's some tomfoolery going on here at 4 Points, just to let you know that's why you're hearing this laughter. August-born people are effective communicators. They're confident and well-researched in their topics of conversation. Their inquisitive nature makes them quite well-learned about many things, and hence they're able to strike up a conversation about almost anything with ease. Everybody put your hands out, please, and to all of the August-born people, we say, we see you. We know who you really are. We are grateful for you. We celebrate the day that you arrived on the planet. And we love you. Happy birthday. I would now like to thank the lovely Marianne Atwell-Hardy for her meditation that expanded the container that our service will unfold within. So thank you very much, Marianne. And now please let's welcome her back to the pulpit.
Oh, this. Ooh, I'm taller. All right. The theme for the year 2023 is Living Out Loud. Our theme for the month of August is My Passion, My Purpose. And Rev Dusty's talk title today is Awaken to Your Passion. I'm now going to read this community's purpose statement, which is our reason for being here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to making a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. With the energy of unconditional love, simply, we are here for God. I invite you in this moment to get quiet. This helps prepare us to be able to hear and experience the service that will unfold. So we're going to listen to the sound of crystal bowls. And I invite you to just let the sound wash over you and follow it all the way to the end.
as you feel comfortable, unlike Marianne's invitation. And now, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors the diversity and threads of truth that run through all spiritual paths as represented by this ceremony. Please welcome Ed and Susan Krupa, who will be assisting us this morning. Christianity is the path of Christ consciousness, love, and forgiveness. Buddhism is the path of compassion and understanding. Judaism is the ethical path of living by sacred law. Baha'i is the path of unity and peace. Islam is the path of submission to the will of God, the highest calling. Confucianism is the path of deliberate tradition. Taoism is the natural way, the path of ultimate reality. Native American practice and shamanic traditions are the paths of primal spirituality. Shintoism is the path of tribal ancestry. Hinduism is the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Science of mind and spirit is the path of the divine principle of love and law. And the heart represents the one heart, the one love that resides at the center of all people and all beings everywhere, no exceptions. May peace prevail on earth through the followers of all paths. And so it is. Thank you again, Susan and Ed. And now, if I could ask you to close your eyes one more time as I speak a blessing on our service this morning. What a magnificent start to the month, this beautiful, wonderful month of August. What a wonderful start to the morning for us to gather together here, knowing that God is in, as, and through each of us, that tremendous power of love and light is allowing us to express it through our actions, through our words, through our deeds, and through our thoughts. And so I speak a blessing on this beautiful congregation today, knowing that we are the peaceful warriors of love. And I speak a blessing on Reverend Dusty as she brings her wonderful words of inspiration and light to everyone, knowing that she is blessed and in return for this wonderful gift. And I speak a blessing on Sandy Hemingway for his gift of song and music that always lifts our spirits, and a blessing on all the volunteers who made it possible for our service today. And so I know that everything is in divine right order, and I am grateful that this is so, and so it is. The reading for today is from the Invitation by Araya Mountain Dreamer. She says, "It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dreams, for the adventure of being alive. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own. If you can dance with wildness and let the ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes without cautioning us to be careful. Be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human. It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back." Yes. And so it is. And now, with those powerful words, I'd like to introduce another August birthday person, Sandy Hemingway. Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you. This is a song I wrote back in 2016. It's called Middle of the River. There is a river of light. It looks so inviting. And this river of light can seem so exciting. But it's so scary, so wild and so vast. People call it the river of life, and it runs out fast. Middle of the river is where I want to go. Dive inside my life and let the love light flow to me, through me, become a new me. Middle of the river is where I want to go. Some people, they just watch from the shore, fearing surprise, wondering why life hasn't given them more. Some people just stick their big toe in. They quake and they shiver, testing the river again and again and again. Middle of the river is where I want to go. Dive inside my life and let the love light flow to me, through me, become a new me. Middle of the river is where I want to go. Some people walking up to their knees, they won't go too far, content where they are, but never willing to be free. Some people wading up to their waist, oh yeah. It's great to be there, but they will not dare to ever really deepen their faith. Middle of the river is where I want to go. Dive inside my life and let the love light flow to me, through me, become a new me. Middle of the river is where I want to go. In the river's flow we feel alive, but still we can dread. If we are to grow, then we must dive in over our head. Middle of the river is where I want to go. Dive inside my life and let the love light flow to me, through me, become a new me. Middle of the river is where I want to go. It's where I want to go. It's where I want to go. It's where I want to go.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome song, Sandy. Great for the topic today. And it brought up from me a Rumi poem to just share with you quickly. He says, "We've been walking in the surf, holding our robes up, when we should be naked, diving under, deeper under." So I thought that was, Rumi. In alignment with Rumi there, my friend. Thank you very much, Sandy. Awesome job. So welcome to those of you who may have just arrived in the sanctuary. The talk title for today is Awakening to Your Passion. And I begin with a quote by Reverend Scott Aubrey. He says, "Do you know how important you are? How vital you are for the fulfillment of life's plan? Your desire for your own fulfillment, for creative expression, for happiness, peace, joy, love, abundance, and passion isn't just your selfish little desire for your isolated life. It is the very love and energy of God wanting to come into full expression through you. Do you get how important you are?" We are all, each and every single one of us, with no exceptions, unique expressions of the one mind. We were born with qualities that really expand and enhance the experience of spirit by means of our own individual lives. Within each person is a divine spark, waiting to be realized and ignited by our awareness of it. So this month, as we explore passion and purpose, we begin by encouraging people to really identify their hidden, buried, or maybe unexamined passions. Passion is defined in the Oxford English Dictionary as an intense desire or enthusiasm for something, a strong inclination toward a self-defining activity that people really like, or perhaps they even love, or that they find important, and in which they devote some of their time and energy to on a regular basis. Now, our passion is where we feel the beating heart of our humanity, where we feel most deeply the things that matter to us, and where we live our lives out from that space. At its simplest, passion is a collection of our life experiences that give us a sense of fulfillment, a really deep sense of fulfillment. Now, when one thinks about passion, it's often the thought of a driving force or emotion that really literally takes us over and brings us forward. Passion pushes us through the difficult times. It's the one thing that keeps us going regardless of whatever hurdles or challenges we might encounter along the way, and the thing that fuels and fills our cup when we are feeling depleted. We all have the ability to create the life that we really want, and the secret to really living the dream is hidden in our passions and in what we think, say, and do because of them. Hidden in our passions and what we think, do, and say because of them. Now, despite this, that's pretty important, right? But despite this, there are some people who feel that passion is unnecessary to pursue. You know, they really, right? What the heck? So they might be content with their current lifestyle, and they don't have the desire or the need, they don't feel that desire or the need to really pursue a deeper understanding or experience about their purpose or about what things that they're passionate about. They're good. It's also not uncommon for some people to really just like place their passions on the back burner. And they just kind of leave them there, almost to the point of being completely alienated from them due to domestication or cultural conditioning, or perhaps other circumstances that they go through. Now, some people believe that passions are a luxury when you hold them up against the obligations or the responsibilities of our daily lives. While other people are not even aware of their passions, and they dismiss the concept altogether, believing that they don't even have one. Passion? Nah, I don't got any of that. Now, on the other hand, there are people who feel that life is empty without a sense of purpose or motivation or passion. They believe that they could end up in a painful, empty, and difficult place if they find themselves ignoring or lacking the things that really bring them passion. Now, I believe that the things that we're passionate about bring us joy, and that they light us up from within. But I also believe that some of us are not sure what our passions are, and when we're in that place, we might feel a little bit empty, or at least uninspired by our life or life in general, right? Now, while each one of us has that within us that we are passionate about, it's also true that some people have no idea what that is. They really don't. They have absolutely no idea, and it's probably because they get so caught up in the everyday activities of their life, so their inner voice is so drowned out by the everyday voice that is always talking to them, that they don't really have the time or the energy or the stillness to be able to look within. Finding out what we are passionate about is a journey in and of itself. And the good news is that even if we haven't found it yet, it is possible to uncover what we are passionate about in our lifetime. That we can do it now, even later in our life, and all we need to do is to give it a little bit of attention and to do a little bit of introspection around it. Yeah. The invitation today is to discover what matters to us. Really, what lights our fires and what I would say twirls our skirt. What makes us lose track of the passage of time when we're doing it. Often it's something that we might even be willing to do for free, just for the sake of doing it. Now, the invitation is to find out what we truly care about and then have the courage to actually do it. To find out what we love and to know that the rest of it will take care of itself. Right? And you know what the rest of it is. You know, the time, the money, all those other things. They'll take care of themselves when we are really following what we love. Barbara Spinelli says, discovering one's passions is discovering the deeper parts of yourself, who you are and what your gifts are. It can truly be a powerful place when you connect to your passion or passions. Now, the first part of this, doing this, really being able to connect to our passions, is that idea of the inner journey. It is really listening to what is being said by our inner voice or by that divine presence and divine wisdom that is within us. It is our responsibility to ourselves and to the world to do that inner work. Yes. To take that look within, to do that introspection. We are the only ones that can do it. Nobody can do it for us, and it has to start with each and every single one of us. Novelist Gabriel Garcia Marquez tells the story of a young man trying to solve the world's problems, when his even younger son comes into the room and asks if he can help. Now, touched by the boy's concern, but impatient to get on to his work, he takes a map of the world and he rips it up into a lot of little pieces. And he gives it to the boy. And he tells him that, yes, you can help, and the way you can do that is to put the world back together again. Now, the little boy knows, he doesn't know what the world looks like. He has absolutely no idea what that looks like, but he takes that pile of papers and into his room. 2 days later, he comes back into his father's study and he says, Father, Father, he says, I've put the world back together again. His father asked how he did it, because indeed, those shreds of paper were meticulously taped back together again. And when he asked him how he did it, the boy turns the map over. And on the back was a picture of a person. He said, I put the person back together again and turned it over, and the world was back together. Did you get goosebumps? I've read this like 900 times already, and I just got goosebumps. Each of us is 100% responsible for our little slice of the collective consciousness of the world. Do you get how important you are? Now, the thing about looking inward is that it can be scary, especially if we're doing it for the very first time. But the truth is that we can never really start living until we learn to live from the inside out. In unlocking our potential, we need to look inward to identify the things that give us a deep sense of fulfillment, to identify the things that give us the deepest joy, and then to weave them together into the patterns of our everyday lives. In doing so, we cease to live life as work, and we start to really live. And that positively affects the consciousness of the entire planet. Do you get how important you are? Even for those of us that are willing, finding our passion can often seem kind of hard. Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So in order to give this self-fulfilling prophecy, to tip it toward finding our passions, we have to start with the belief that we all have passion within us, and that we can indeed find out what that is. That is the beginning place. That is the place to start. And when we begin with that perspective, then we can really change the outcome of our lives. Because remember, it is done unto us as we believe. Yes. Our inner voice, or that voice of the divine within us, is the part that really knows what's up. It knows what we need to do at all times and in all situations. And when we get quiet and we listen for and to this voice, it can and will inform us about what we need to do and what we need to believe and what we need to know and what we need to be. The good news is that it is available to us at all times. Whenever we can check in with this voice, we will get a reliable answer. We will get a reliable answer. That I can guarantee you. And it will come in a way that you can hear it. Asking and receiving the answer, we are able to identify, right, the things that give us that deep sense of fulfillment. We are able to identify those things that bring us our deepest joy, or the thoughts that will begin to direct us in the direction of our passion. Just follow your passion. We've heard that again and again and again from well-meaning family members, from guidance counselors, from Disney movies, and from very loud motivational speakers. My guess is that we would all love to follow that advice, if only we knew what our passions were. Now, for some people, living their passions just seems to come naturally. They throw themselves into the pursuits that they love with absolutely no regard for what society thinks they should be doing. They just do it. But it isn't always that easy for all of us. Some of us are still asking, what's my passion? And that's because this comes from our heart. Our passions come from our heart and not our head, and so often we are just all up in our head. Chances are, really, in truth, we already know. Remember, there's that part within us that knows what it knows, and so we probably already know what our passion is. We're just like, ooh, not that. Can't make any money doing that. Can't live doing that. So we already know what that is. We just need to connect with it. We need to release the race consciousness thoughts that keep us stuck and to follow what our hearts are telling us. Amen. That's right. Marcy Smirnoff says, when you're clear about your passions, you're lit by a fire inside that shows you what to do in each moment. Yes. You are led to inspired action. You know what you want to do in life, but you may not know how it will happen. Inspiration will lead you to the how. Amen. It's not ours. Remember, that's not ours to do. The what is ours. As I was preparing for this message, I found many different articles with many different ideas about how to find our passions. And so I'm sharing, because I know you love the practical side of life, I'm sharing a few of them with you today. Now, they include, number one, discovering our top human need. As human beings, we all have human needs, and they include certainty, significance, variety, love and connection, growth, and contribution. Now, life is really a delicate balance between all of these. But if you were really to take a moment for some introspection, you would find that for each of us, there is one top need that drives us, one top need that is essential to our happiness. Discovering our driving force can assist us to find our passion for life, showing us what it is that we need to feel fulfilled. Discover our top human need. Number two, practice mindfulness. Now, mindfulness involves that process of slowing down and noticing things. Just slowing down and noticing things, like particularly our own thoughts and our own behaviors. Because sometimes, we're on autopilot. We don't always notice those things. So mindfulness is slowing down enough to notice those things with a little bit more conscious awareness, right? Living our life with more conscious awareness. And as I said before, there is that within us that already knows what we're passionate about. We just need to get in contact with it and to bring it to the forefront of our consciousness. Mindfulness will assist us to be able to do that. Number three, in order to make contact with and connect with our passion, we need to cultivate more self-awareness. Self-awareness is an important step in finding out our passion. When we know ourselves, we know our passions. And because of that, we're encouraged to ask ourselves some of these kinds of questions. What brings me joy? What are the things that I love to do? What are my values and beliefs? What are my limiting beliefs that stop me from being able to, A, not only know what my passions are, or B, to follow them? What are my strengths? What gives me energy and excitement? What are the activities that I find myself being drawn to, being committed to? What can I talk about or do for hours that lights me up? If I had all of the time and the money in the world, what would I spend my time doing? Now, in order to identify our passions, we need to have a little bit more self-awareness, and those kinds of questions, when we get quiet and sit and ask ourselves, or our inner wisdom, those kinds of questions will lead us to a better understanding and awareness of our passion. Number 4, another idea is to notice what inspires us. Now, the invitation here is to pay attention to anything and everything in our lives that sparks something in us. Now, a good place to start is to look at our life right now and to really see what glimpses of passion that we already have in it. Over time, we'll start to notice the common themes and the patterns that are showing up in our lives. Number 5, in that same vein, we can reflect on the most meaningful times of our lives. So a lot of these are similar, but they're subtly different, and some of them might bring us to a greater awareness than others. So reflect on the most meaningful times of our lives. The invitation is to look at the times in our life when we caught a taste of what passion actually feels like. We're encouraged to write down the 4 most meaningful experiences that we've ever had, and to include what made them so meaningful to us. So take a look at the 4 most meaningful experiences we've ever had and what made them the most impactful, and then to go and look about the shared themes that each one of those has. When we connect the dots, a picture begins to emerge. Number 6, similarly, we can talk about what we already enjoy doing. If we scan the landscape of our lives, then we'll notice certain experiences, peak experiences that we've had, will rise up above the horizon. And the invitation is to delve into those peak moments and extract the key ingredients. What made that? What made me enjoy doing that? What called me to it? What excites me about it, right? Think about the experiences that we love the most, investigate what made them so fulfilling, and then look for the themes and the patterns that show up. Number 7, perhaps we could look at it in another way, and that would be to look at what we love. So the invitation is to look at our bookshelves, or to look at the movies that we've watched, or the plays that we've seen. To perhaps look at our favorite summer job, or the last time that we got caught up in a project and completely lost track of time. Or to think about what we loved to do as a child. Perhaps it was dancing or writing or drawing. And what are the common threads? Again, what are those common threads, those patterns that are showing up? And so the invitation is to tap into the activities and the topics that used to fill us up when we were children, when we were younger. Number 8, another idea is to notice where we spend our free time. Now, hobbies aren't necessarily the same as our true passion, but they can point the way. They can provide a hint to us. If we spend a lot of time in a lot of our free time reading, then perhaps our passion could involve writing or teaching or research. If we enjoy fixing things around the house, then maybe our passion is more about being creative or about building. If we enjoy dancing, we're probably drawn to movement or to expression. Now, the invitation is to think deeper about the extracurricular activities that we are really drawn to during our free time, and to know that by doing so, we could uncover our passions. Number 9, Tony Robbins. Somebody was speaking about Tony Robbins this morning. One mind, right? There's one mind. Has an idea called the rocking chair test that he talks about in many of his events, because he believes that it is the most powerful way to unlock or to find our passions. So his invitation is to imagine ourselves when we are 90 years old, sitting on a porch in a rocking chair and reminiscing about our life. We're encouraged to ask ourselves, what is my biggest regret? What do I wish I had experienced? What passion do I wish that I had followed? How do I want to be remembered? Now, all of these questions will unlock something in us and give us hints about what really matters to us. Number 10, lastly, we are encouraged to explore the ways to tie all of these things together. To tie all of these things together, I'm reminded about Chopped. And they open up those baskets, and there's all these ingredients, and they have to weave them together into one really delicious and magnificent meal. So here you are, you've got all of these things that you are now more aware of, and you've got to bring them all together in some way that ties them together, in a way that makes sense, in a way that reveals our passions. And the bottom line is that our human brain loves patterns. And so each of us is encouraged to see if something comes up again and again and again in our lives as we look through all of these different things. Patterns aren't coincidences. They are how our subconscious communicates with us. When we start to recognize them, we will be one step closer to building a life that we are truly passionate about. The underlying truth is that we all have within us a unique, beautiful quality of joy and energy that makes us unique in the world. That makes us unique in the world. We were born with it. And as we rediscover our childlike enthusiasm for life, we will reveal our God-given passions. As Reverend Scott Aubrey asked in the opening quote, "Do you know how important you are? This one life is ours to do. And to do it less than wholeheartedly deprives the world of the best of who we are." We are the authors of our lives. Do not settle for the bare minimum just because it's working now. Just because you're comfortable now. We will never know what we are truly capable of unless we do the inner work to awaken to our passion. Amen. And so it is. Thank you all so very much. I invite you to turn within for a moment of prayer, to really anchor the message in our words, to know that as I close my outer eyes and turn my attention inward, I am acutely aware of that inner wisdom, that divine spark, that presence of God that is within me. I know that it is the very presence of wisdom, of clarity, of divine right action, of passion, of purpose, of unconditional love. I know that I am one with this power and presence. And just as I know that this is true for me, I know that it is true for each and every person here this morning, each and every person that has invited us into your homes, each and every person that will hear this message at some later time, and all sentient beings on the planet. We are all unique, individualized expressions of the divine. And it is from that place of unity, deeply connected to God, to life, and to each other, that I speak these words about and for each of us today, truly knowing that we arrived on the planet with a unique set of passions. That they are within us, even though we may not have entirely connected with them, even though we may have left our understanding of them in the past, even though we may have lost our childlike wonder of them, they are, like the sun, always back of the clouds that might be hiding them, and that they are available to each and every single one of us, and all we need to do is become aware of them, to connect with them, to let go of anything that is in the way of our stepping powerfully into them in our lives. I know that we have the wherewithal to do that. And that now we have a few new ideas about how to do that, to think about what we love, to think about our most significant experiences of our lifetime, to think about what we do that we lose track of time, to think about those things that call to us. Those things that we already have in our lives that we experience as something that excites us, as something that fulfills us. And to know that we can turn to them, and to know that everything else will fall into place as we powerfully step into our passions from the space of knowing that it is so, from the space of calling it in, from the space of it is done unto us as we believe. So believing that we have these passions, that we can step powerfully into them, that they can be the driving force in our lives, and that we can powerfully step into them, allows us to do that with ease and grace. And I know that we support each other as we do that. That there is nothing that we can't do with God on our side. Anything and everything is possible. And I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes. That my words are clothed in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them with love and gratitude and full expectation of their manifestation. Letting go and letting God be God. We anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is, and so it is. Amen. Thank you all so very much. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. And this is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and warmth and love in the Greater Triangle area. Together we affirm that today's offering lifts this community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are several ways that you can give, and they're here on our screen or on your screen at home. Visit our website at www.trianglecsl.org. You can text the word GIVE to the following number, 919-230-8445, or you can even mail your gift to our office at PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. In this moment, I would love for you to take your gift, hold it against your heart with an affirmation for yourself or for our community, and we will say our offering affirmation in a call and response. I live in an abundant universe that blesses and prospers my life. I give with gratitude, knowing that God is my source. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. And now let's please be generous as we welcome back the amazing Sandy Hemingway to his piano.
The unridable wrong, to love when chased from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star. No matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. Thank you.
Woo! Sandy. I forgot how much I love that song. Oh my God. Yes, man. Oh my God. Thank you. Woo. Okay. If anyone would like prayer, go to our website at trianglecsl.org. On the home page, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that button and fill in the request form. We will get that prayer and send it out to all the ministers and the practitioners. If anyone would like to dedicate a flower dedication to anyone for anything, please contact Heather Abbott at info@trianglecsl.org or Reverend Dusty at dustyrippelmeyer@yahoo.com. Also, please consider joining us today following the service at Scratch for Lunch Bunch to break bread together and to celebrate our August birthdays. The address is 106 East Cedar Street in Cary, North Carolina. Please let Heather know if you're planning on joining us. Okay, Heather, I'm going to come. In the comfort of your own home or here, please stand for our August affirmation. This is a call and response. Please repeat it with meaning. I am a unique expression of spirit. I am here by divine appointment. Still have that song in me. Woo, woo, woo. I am here by divine appointment to add to the expansion of the world.
I am here by divine appointment to add to the expansion of the world.
Within me is a divine spark waiting to be realized and ignited by my awareness of it.
Within me is a divine spark waiting to be realized and ignited by my awareness of it.
Activating my inner sense of joy, I am aware that I was born with unique passion.
Activating my inner sense of joy, I am aware that I was born with unique passion.
The universe delights in expressing itself through me and as me.
The universe delights in expressing itself through me and as me.
I know that each passion I have is imbued with a perfect pattern that is continually unfolding.
I know that each passion I have is imbued with a perfect pattern that is continually unfolding.
As I listen to my inner guidance, I nurture my passion, and my passion ignites my purpose.
As I listen to my inner guidance, I nurture my passion, and my passion ignites my purpose.
I align myself with that inner feeling and boldly share my purpose with the world.
I align myself with that inner feeling and boldly share my purpose with the world.
And so it is. All right, everybody please be seated if you want to. And let's close our eyes one more time and go within. Recognizing that the magnificent, infinite intelligence has been in, as, and through every moment of this service. I know that all of our passions are ignited, that we have reacquainted ourselves with things that were perhaps put in the background for whatever reason, but now we're ready to move forward into our lives with this greater energy, with this increased sense of purpose, and with a profound love for our lives. And I'm so grateful that this is the truth of who we are, and so it is.
Hi. Thank you all so very much for being here. Please join us. Consider joining us at Scratch. And happy birthday to all the August babies. We'll see you next week, or perhaps on Wednesday, where we're continuing this conversation about our passion and our purpose. I love you all, and I have one last little song for those of you in the room.
Wanna be a dancer, just start dancing. If you wanna fly, then just take off. If you wanna let go, don't hold on. If you wanna see the world, just get lost. You could be the guy with all of the money. You could be the one who gives it away. You could be the keeper of the honey, but you might get stung along the way. Because living your dream is hard work. Go on and try it, you might like it. Go on and try it, you might like it. Go on and try it. Living your dream is hard work. Go on and try it, you might like it. Go on and try it, you might like it. If you want something you never have, do something you never done. You might have to break some rules if you wanna have some fun. Call it a dream, call it a plan, I call it the reason that I am. Call call it whatever, just call it in. It's never too late to be what you might have been. Living your dream is hard work. Go on and try it, you might like it. Go on and try it, you might like it. Go on and try it. Living your dream is hard work. Go on and try it, you might like it. Go on and try it, yeah, you might like it. 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 Oh, you might like it. If you want love, let it be. If you want a friend, count on me. If you want to see the world in harmony, just stand up and make your peace. If you're looking for a song, just sing along. If you want to get off, turn it on, just turn it on. Turn it on, turn it on, turn it on. Because what you want you. 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 What you want you.